Alright guys, we are back with some special edition. I have added a bunch of mods and I want to add some more, but before I do, I wanted to share with you guys the mods that I recently added. So I am going to speed through these because I just want to hurry up and get to the next batch of mods. So let's start off with the first mod, which is Ren's Brandy-Mug farm. This is going to overhaul the exterior of the farm, and it's going to be adding some new structures, farm animals, as well as ingredients to harvest, like wheat and snowberries. So this mod looks great. It has a similar overhaul to the Hollyfrost and Howlu farms that was also made by Ren. I will say that because my mod list is getting so big, a lot of these things become very sensitive, so I was starting to have a few conflicts, like seams in the ground, and the seams actually weren't that bad because they weren't on the road and they were actually quite small. And I will say though that I did see some nav mesh conflicts. I have no idea what's causing this. I don't know if it's because I added this on an existing save or if it's conflicting with another mod that I have called the City Entrance Overhaul Windhelm. So I'm not exactly sure what's causing that. But other than that, I haven't really seen any problems with this mod. Because of those small little conflicts, especially the nav mesh, I am a bit on the fence about this one at the moment. So I'm not going to necessarily activate it in my mod list, but I will hold on to it. Next is another land mod called the Great Town of Rorikstead. This is going to make the town of Rorikstead into the great town it was supposed to be. At least that's what the mod page says. So you'll see new buildings and NPCs as well as changes to the terrain. I think that this mod is okay. What I liked most about it was the added buildings, making the town look a bit more unrecognizable. Yet, at the same time, it wasn't going too crazy all over the top, breaking the lore too much and draining your frames. So, every time I use Rorikstead mods, I have issues. And I think it's something to do with a nearby building that was added from the alternate start mod. So, I almost always get a seam in the ground on the road heading down to the Robber's Gorge. So sadly, I cannot keep this one. If I could somehow figure out a fix for that seam, I might end up keeping this, but at the moment I'm just gonna have to pass. Next is a combination of werewolf mods, and it's probably gonna be the same thing werewolf mods that everybody else done used in Showcase, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on this, but I will say that I don't have the diverse werewolf mod, as I am cautiously trying these werewolf mods out slowly just to make sure that I don't have any conflicts or bugs that I don't want to experience. So the first mod up is called Growl, and when I first installed this mod I was actually having some issues. I was getting like a pop-up telling me that there was another mod overriding the script that was needed. And after doing some research, it turns out that it was a conflict with a mod called race compatibility. So the way I fixed this was I had to go inside of the race compatibility folder and like remove the werewolf script or something like that. So once I done that, everything appeared to be working fine. I didn't have any issues. So this mod was mostly enjoyable. It adds some potions that can actually give you the beast transformation and another one to cure it. So I've heard from others that you could actually give these to your companions to make them turn into werewolves. However, it did not work for me when I went to put the beast blood in a companion's inventory. So with this mod you can also transform infinitely, with the exception that you'll have a 30-second cooldown once you revert. So what makes this mod even better is that there is an MCM that you can use to adjust how much experience points that you can receive from feeding on enemies. You can also choose to turn into a werebear, which is purely cosmetic. The werewolf overall with this mod is a bit more useful, since you can now open doors, flip switches, as well as loot enemies. And the damage that you do now scales with your weapon. So, you don't have to worry about being underpowered when you're in your werewolf form. And also, you could jump off the highest of cliffs because you no longer take full damage. So, if you play werewolf, I think this is a really good mod to use. I'm also using a mod called Moonlight Tales Mini, and this gives you some new powers like summoning wolf and bear spirits to fight alongside you, as well as having night vision and some other powers. There's also new diseases added to the game, one that you can get from being bit by a wolf or attacked by werewolves, and if you don't treat it in a few days, you could actually turn into a werewolf yourself. So I'm not exactly sure how I feel about this feature, but we will see in the future. If it gets too annoying, I'll just end up removing the mod. Next up is Mihail's More Chicken Variants and the Diversified Chicken add-on. So Mihail's Chicken Variants will add extra chickens to the game that have different colors. They are originally placed alongside of the default chickens, but with the Diversified Chicken add-on, it actually randomizes all the chickens in the game using features from the mod called SPID, which is just such a really good mod that I am enjoying so far. I also got a mod called Faster Transform, which allows you to quickly transform into a werewolf or a vampire lord. So there's actually two variants you can get. One is like almost an instant transformation, and the other one is like a more quicker variant. So I took the more quicker variant so I could still, appreciate the animation, but, not take all that time to transform. The next mod is called Real Feeding, and this makes the werewolf transformations even better. So whenever you feed on enemies, you'll leave behind a skeleton. So it's very immersive, and I didn't really see any problems when I was using this mod. The only small issue that I saw was that you cannot loot the skeletons while in beast form. When outside of beast form, you can loot the skeletons, pick them up. They have havoc and physics and stuff just like, normal bodies. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys in this video. I wanted to share these mods because I'm about to get a whole bunch more. So let me know what you think about these mods. Do you play werewolves yourself? If you know of any cool werewolf mods that I didn't cover in this video that I should try out, just comment them below and I will check it out. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.